Hello and good day. I will be the representative of our group to be discussing the background of this project. Based on the title of this video, our project focuses on the topic that is well known in the third Sustainable Development Goal and in line with the Maqasid al-Shari'ah regarding Hifz al-Aqal, that is protection of intellect. Following the issue of increasing COVID-19 outbreaks, many countries have implemented lockdowns, including Malaysia. And the downside of this event has psychologically impacted people, especially students. Since then, mental health care has increasingly become a focus in the provision of healthcare in Malaysia. Therefore, this project is implemented to study the mental well-being of IIUM female students residing in Mahallah Hafsah, to identify the causes that trigger students' mental health issues and their impact on students' daily routines, and also to put forward some suggestions that can help maintain the mental well-being of Mahallah Hafsah residents.
Literature review. What is mental well-being? Mental well-being or mental health refers to our psychological, emotional, behavioral, and social well-being. It influences how we think, how we feel, and how we behave. It also helps us to handle stress, socialize with others, and make decisions. It is very precious and very important at every stage of our life, from our childhood, teenage years, to adulthood. According to Cambridge Dictionary, mental well-being or mental health is the condition of the mind that shows whether someone is feeling happy and able to work, and also whether or not they are suffering from any mental illness. Next, according to the World Health Organization, WHO, mental well-being or mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her ability, can cope with the normal stress of life, can work productively, and can make a contribution to his or her community. Some examples of mental disorders or mental illness that can affect our mental well-being are: first, mood disorders such as depression or bipolar disorder; second, anxiety disorders; third, personality disorders; fourth, psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia; and also the last one, eating disorders such as anorexia. These mental disorders or this mental illness may be caused by the long-term stress, social isolation or loneliness, family problems like the divorce of the parent, physical abuse like domestic violence or bullying, and also may be caused by financial problems like loss or debt or lack of income.
Next, since the issue of mental well-being has become more serious since the students started online learning because of the recent outbreak of COVID-19, many schools, especially universities, have moved to emergency remote teaching, which is known as ERT, via online platforms such as Google Meet and Zoom. As a new platform to do the online learning, it has triggered and induced the effects of online learning towards the physical and mental well-being among the students. With these problems, it makes the student feel uncomfortable with the environment of online learning, coupled with too much workload and other more. Therefore, based on the above concern, we have decided to conduct a survey and research on mental well-being of IIUM female students of Mahallah Hafsah during this online learning. Hence, our objectives on this project are: the first one is to identify the effect of online learning on the mental well-being of the students. The second one is to propose a few solutions that can help enhance the mental well-being of female students in Mahallah Hafsah. And the last one is to do an analysis about how online learning can affect the students' mental well-being.
So, who will benefit from this project? The main beneficiary of this project would be the female students from Mahallah Hafsah, as well as other students who are currently on campus. This project would serve as a basis for identifying, understanding, and improving the ongoing issues that might affect students' mental well-being during online learning and the pandemic. Next, this project will also benefit the university's counseling services. The outcomes of this project will help the IIUM Counseling and Career Services Unit in analyzing and coming up with more effective approaches to help students who are facing challenges in their mental well-being on a wider scale. Lastly, the ideas and findings from this project will become a reference for future researchers who want to conduct similar studies on students' mental well-being on campus, whether in IIUM or other universities, and to analyze the topic with further detail.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Izati, and today I would like to explain the issues and challenges for this project. Okay, first of all, the issues of this project. There are several issues related to mental illness that are captured from the results of a survey on a mental health well-being among IIUM female students in Mahallah Hafsah during online learning and the pandemic. Many students admitted that having a bad internet connection during online learning, time management, and the amount of workload given could directly affect their mental well-being. Okay, the first issue is bad internet connection. It is quite hard to interact with the lecturers and other students if one student has a bad internet connection. This greatly will impact a student's mental health or mental well-being. This is due to the fact that a lack of communication with others will lead to the loneliness and lack of motivation. And the second issue is time management. According to the respondents or a result of a survey, there are a few students in Mahallah Hafsah who cannot manage their time wisely. Mostly students tend to procrastinate their work or their assignments that need to be submitted at a specific time, and they decide to sleep late at night to complete the assignments. This also will lead to mental illness. And the last issue is amount of workload given. This is unsurprising since mental illness can be affected by students who have a lot of things to do, like assignments and quizzes. Some students hate procrastinating their work, and due to that, they do not take a break from the work hard from the hustle and bustle during the day. It will lead to pressure, stress, and anxiety for students. Alright. After the issue, I will talk about the challenges. In everything we want to improve, there must be a challenges. Okay, this is same goes with this project. Okay, there are a few challenges in helping students who stay in Mahallah Hafsah to improve their mental well-being. It can be said that we can improve students' mental well-being by suggesting a mental health program led by Mahallah Committee's Welfare and other residential unit and other members. However, not all students will freely share their personal conditions especially to strangers. Due to that, it is quite hard to identify the students who have a mental illness like depression or stress, anxiety, and others. Okay. Usually, students who have anxiety do not like to participate in any program regarding mental illness due to the problem of communicating with others, especially the introverted students.
For this project, we have chosen 20 female students from Mahallah Hafsah to fill out a questionnaire form, and here is some analysis from the data we have collected. The table shows the breakdown of respondents among residents in Mahallah Hafsah. All our respondents are undergraduate students aged around 19 to 25 years, with one of them is an international student and the rest being local students. From the first data, half of the students have fair mental well-being during online learning, only 3 in good condition and the rest are in bad condition. The result for the third data is almost similar to the second. The difference is with 5% more students agreeing that online learning affected their mental well-being and 5% fewer that are not sure. For the fourth data, only half of the students had a bad internet connection during online learning, and the amount of work assigned are problems most students faced, with 80% of them agree that they feel burdened based on the fifth data. In the sixth data, we can see that most students face with lack of motivation and stress issues. followed by problems with anxiety, depression, and one student having suicidal thoughts. From the 7th data, a bit more than half of the students often feel stressed several times a week, with none of them isn't. From the 8th data, all students agree that online learning affects their sleep patterns, and based on the right data, most students sleep around 5 to 6 hours a day, 7 of them sleep 3 to 4 hours only, and the rest 2 hours or less, with only one student having good hours of sleep. For the last analysis, students have voted for their preferred activity that we have listed out, and the results are put in ranking with watching movie while eating popcorn, eating out, and congregational prayer as the most liked activity, and from 9 to 11 are other activities that students suggest, namely privacy time, going out of Mahallah, and support.
With the above analysis that we have done, there are some recommendations that can be carried out in Mahallah to improve the student mental well-being on the campus. The first one is we suggest a mental health program led by the Mahallah committees, welfare and residential unit with other members of the committee. This program can be conducted weekly with the group therapy sessions during the weekend. The activity that can be done is like, for example, how to handle stress, sharing experience, journaling, drawing, moving session, study group session, doing sports and recreational activities. This can ensure the students to release their stress and also make new friends that can be their listeners during every session. Next, the Mahallah committee also can invite speakers from outside agencies such as Mental Illness Awareness and Support Association to give talks physically or through online video meetings. Also, every month, there can be a major fun event like parties so that the students can have fun and forget about their workloads for a moment to release the stress of studying online.
Through this project, we investigated Mahallah Hafsah students' mental well-being during online learning and the pandemic. And the findings from our project indicate that students on campus do face challenges in their mental well-being during these situations. Many people assume that since some students have already returned to campus, they might not face any challenges in their mental state, as the campus provides a conducive environment for them to properly focus in their studies and interact with other students. However, that is not the case as proven from our results. Students still face challenges such as bad connection, time management issues, as well as feeling overwhelmed from the workload given that led to various feelings of stress, anxiety, depression, and a lack of motivation that also affected their sleep patterns. Mental health and well-being is a crucial thing during these trying times in order for students to move forward in their studies and life in general. Therefore, there should be initiatives taken not only by the university, but all sectors in order to improve and prevent students' mental well-being from getting worse, as well as to preserve their intellect while also being on the right path in achieving the third Sustainable Development Goal of good health and well-being.